Hello everybody and welcome to the next video in our series of pre-season prep ready for the 2023 race season with Bernie's V8. Today, little lady's with her mum, so just me on my own in the garage unfortunately. But you know, we'll needs must. 4 weeks today we'll actually be at Silverstone, so we need to kind of get cracking. Today's plan, get the sump back on, get the starter motor back on, get the diff new oil in the diff and the diff in place, and hopefully get the gearbox oil changed. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So far what I've started doing, just spin that round. So the oil drive belt, which is there, the crank side of it, just putting that back in place because I've now spun the engine. There's no clearance issues with the new big end bolts, so we're putting that back on. Then we'll get the new oil pump belt on. We'll get the oil pump all adjusted correctly. Then we'll get the sump rattled on. I'll put some oil in, turn it over without any spark plugs in, just to make sure everything's it's got oil in the system. Get oil around everywhere. I've got some brand new spark plugs. We run NGK. Come on, zoom in. B7 ECS, and that's what we run in this one. So they burn quite nicely for this engine. So get a new set of plugs in, and then the front is pretty much done, bar a spanner check. Then we'll move on. We'll put the diff in, and then we'll get the gearbox oil changed. And then you never know, if it's still light outside, we might even get her started up, or certainly turned over, make sure we've got oil pressure today. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you having you watching the mundane putting bolts in awkward little places. So I'm now going to get this rattled in, and then when we come back, we'll be at the sump. So thanks guys, we'll see you soon. So far so good. These are the bits that people don't often see, the cleanup. So when it comes off, when it goes back on, and an awful lot of mess in the middle. But we're getting there, definitely getting there. So people, there we go, one nice clean over V8 dry sump pan. Let's get it, give it one last quick wipe around the mating edge, get some instant gasket on it, because we don't use a gasket, we just use the instant gasket silicone stuff. And then I'll show you once it's all sort of nipped up back in place, and then that's one job ticked off the list. Yay. So viewers, quick update. Not having a bad day today, to be fair. I'll just spin. So far you can just see down there, I've just got the starter motor back on. The front pulley is all nice and tight again for the oil belt drive, and I've also just come around here and I put the new oil belt on. That's all adjusted nicely again, so you can see if I can get in nicely, so I can forward it out. So there, that's it's all nice and kind of adjusted how it should be. The fan belt is nice as well, so everything's back up and back on. So now it's a case of chuck some spark plugs in it, chuck some oil in it, and in theory she's ready to start up. But what I want to do before that, I am going to put the spark plugs in. Just so just I put the spark plugs in now, just then it gets the engine nice and dust tight and everything like that. Then the next job, we're going to do the diff. And while I'm on about the diff, so huge thanks to Grand Tour Engineering, John Reed. So he's rebuilt this for me. As I said in previous videos, it was a little bit knackered, and he did say that he would give me all of the old bits. So he said that the oil had kind of cooked itself, and it had carboned and went on to basically erode the bearings a little bit. And to be fair, yeah, just they don't feel very nice when you're turning them straight away. A little bit of, you can feel the grinding in your fingers. So yeah, so it's had all new bearings, all new little roller bearings, new snap rings to keep the output flanges on, new oil seals and everything. So basically this is just a case of stick some oil in it and get it bolted into the car, and fingers crossed she's good to go. So yeah, that's without further ado, get cracking on that bit, shall we? So people, it's time to put the diff in. It's got its oil in, 75 140 proper racing diff oil that we use. Bolts are ready, new lock washers were required. I've got kind of everything to hand, but what I thought would do, because everyone says these are a real pain, which to be fair they are, because the diff's wider than the gap that it's going in, but we'll see how long it takes on my own. So the time is now, if I put my works phone 15:43. We'll give it a go. I'm going to leave this recording. I'll fast forward it through the video so it doesn't bore you. Stick that phone on the wheel, and yeah, let's see how we get going. So the way I do it, I've already got the diff mounting the awkward bush in there. I'll just, you can see, so put the light on. So the diff mount is already there on the, we use poly bushes, so that's already in. It just needs sort of nipping up once the diff's on. So I'm going to lift it up, I'll put the bolts into there, and then I've got, well, one long bolt is out of there, which just so that we can kind of get that out, but I'll leave these in and just kind of bolt the diff to them. So that's the way I do it. Some people will agree, some people will disagree. Everybody, their ways, their preferences and things like that. It's kind of, to be fair, whatever works for you, isn't it? Whatever works best. But yeah, so let's get cracking. Let's see how long it takes us, and then see how sick I am at the end of it. So yeah, let's go. It's kind of a decent angle there, so without further ado, let's get the diff in and let's get it picked up. One of the more awkward bits, kind of nearly done. Wow. Whew. Whew. Oh dear. So people, whew, there we go. All we've got to do now is nip it up, and the time is 16:26, so 45 minutes ish to put the diff back in. And let's say just got to nip it up, get everything torqued up and stuff, but I will not bore you with that, and then put the drive shafts on in the prop shaft. But yeah, that's from diff on the floor to in 45 minutes. Not a bad go, is it? Right then, and then I'll show you the diff. I'm going to pause the video now, and then we'll get them properly tightened, properly torqued, and then we'll see what's next. So 5:15, so now, so it's a little over an hour, isn't it? But I'll just spin it. There we go, one diff in, prop shaft on, drive shafts on. Just needs cleaning up, and then yeah, I'll give it all a good clean. Then we'll get the exhaust back on, clean the top of the exhaust as well while it's hanging there. But diff oil's done, diff's back in, back end now just needs basically a quick spanner check on the suspension and a quick setup and everything ready for Silverstone. But yeah, for this video I think we're going to call it a day now, because I'm worn out. But as always, people, thank you. Thank you very, very much for watching. Much appreciated. As always, if you're enjoying our channel, please like, please subscribe, please share, please spread the word. Getting a couple of subscribers. I know we're not that much, but you know, what is it they say from great oak trees? Great oak trees come from small acorns, or something like that. But yeah, so please like, please share, please subscribe. And if you're interested in sponsoring still, you know, get in touch with us. Always welcome. But yeah, next video will be basically once it's all cleaned up. I'll do another one when the little lady's back with us. Get the exhaust on and start her up. Fingers crossed she starts. But for now, guys, thank you very much. Speak to you soon. All the best. Have fun. Bye bye.